For the Heimlich remover, you want to ask, are you okay? Are you choking? Can you breathe? And can I help? The first thing you want to do, you want to put one of your legs between the athlete's legs, and you want to put your arms around. You want to put a finger at the belly button, make a fist, roll it up. You're going to put your left hand over, and you're going to quickly go in and up. And you want to keep on doing that until the dislodged item is expelled from the body. Or if they're unresponsive, you want to start doing CPR and call EMS. So that is how you do the Heimlich maneuver. Okay, this is for the laceration on the forearm. First, you want to examine it. You want to make sure there's no debris in there, but if there is, you want to make sure you rinse that out. And if you have tweezers, get like the big chunks out, and you're going to rinse it again. You're going to take your antibiotic cream, and you're just going to put it directly over top of the injury. And then we're going to take our gauze, and we're going to put that directly on top as well, applying direct pressure. Then we're going to take our tape. This is medical tape, so it is breathable, so it's not going to suffocate the wound. We're going to put that on there. Still applying direct pressure. And that should be good. So for this, in about 5 minutes, if it's still bleeding really bad, you want to take another gauze pad instead of taking the other one off and apply this directly on top. Same amount of pressure. This time we're going to tape the sides just to make sure we get all around. And that should be good. Make sure you don't suffocate it and wrap it too tight. And then we're just going to elevate it. So we're going to ask him to hold his arm up a little bit, maybe put something on it to rest. And that should be it. But that's the... Okay, this is a 2-person carry. You use this if an athlete is slightly dazed and is not able to walk a distance. So you're going to use this 2 people. And first you want to tell your assistant that you're going to be following your direction so they don't hurt the athlete further. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're directly behind the athlete. Using your front hand, you're going to connect your forearm to your assistant. And then you're going to tell the athlete to sit down into your arms and then to put their shoulders around your back. You're going to use your free hand to support their back. And then slowly you're going to start to stand up, straightening your legs. And then you're going to make sure you're using eye contact to walk the athlete where they need to go. And that is how you do a 2-person drag. This is for the mid-forearm fracture, the splint, and the sling. So first, we're going to examine. We want to make sure that there is still blood flow. I'm going to tell them to squeeze, make sure there's circulation. I'm going to ask my assistant to hold that while I grab the board. I'm going to slide the board under, and I'm going to have them hold under this as well while I grab the bands. Because the injury is in the mid of the forearm, we want to make sure that we're wrapping above and below, applying the same amount of pressure, not too much pressure, but not too little, make sure that it's tied to the board and is very stable. And we're also going to go where the wrist is, but we're going to put something underneath the palm, something to grip. We're going to tie this as well. Still having the same amount of pressure. While you're doing this, you do want to check the nail beds for blueness to make sure that there's circulation. If there's blueness, that means the splint is too tight. You need to probably loosen it up a little bit. So now we're going to go ahead and start with the sling. We're going to take our makeshift triangular bandage. Just going to pull it up the athlete over the shoulder and under the arm. We're going to bring it up and over the opposite shoulder. And I'm going to grab some of my gauze. I'm going to place it on the neck so it does not dig into the athlete's neck. And I'm going to tie it up here at the neck. And now we're going to apply the swath. So the swath is going to go over the injured arm and under the uninjured arm. This is basically tying it to the body to make sure that you can't move it forward to make it more stable. There we go, and that's a splint and a sling. Fucking kill my. This is a left ankle sprain. Before you start, you want to make sure you're wearing gloves, and also you want to make sure that you had iced it for about 15 minutes before you put on the compression wrap. So because our sprain is in the ankle, we want to make sure that we start just above the toes. And we're going to wrap in a spiraling direction up, and you want to make sure you're overlapping and creating the same amount of pressure around the foot and ankle. Once you start to get over and above the injured area, you want to start releasing some of that pressure, wrapping a little bit less snug than before down at the bottom. And to finish it, use the clips. And while you're doing this, you do want to check the toes for any discoloration, because if there's discoloration, that means that you're cutting off some of the circulation, and you want to make sure that there is still blood flow. So this is for the scenario portion of the assessment. I had seen that my athlete had fallen. They said that they had lost their balance and they're really thirsty. As I can see, the skin is really pale and it's cold and clammy. So what we're gonna do, I would say this is heat exhaustion. I'm just gonna drag the athlete back into the shade, nice and slow. And once I sit them in the shade, I'm gonna give them water to drink. You can also give them a sports drink, something to hydrate them. And I'm also gonna place a cold rag on their neck, and I'm gonna lie them back a little bit. And I'm just gonna continue them there for a couple minutes, see if they get better. And if things start to get worse in about 5 minutes, probably call EMS and maybe take their rectal temperature. And if it's above 104 degrees, you wanna submerge them in a ice bath or really cold water and wait for EMS to get there. Attend to them if needed, attend to the breathing, CPR if needed as well, and just pay attention for signs of shock.